Hello, everybody. So I'm super excited. We are going to have a family night tonight. We're going to have pizzas together. We're going to have one of my favorite desserts. I'm going to show it to you. Saint Donat tourbillon sucre à la crème. In other words, creamy fudge swirls. This is one of my favorite desserts, and I buy it from time to time, and we're going to have that tonight with ice cream, of course. So that is going to be fun. And we're going to make homemade pizzas. And this morning, when I sent out the message to Susie and Brandon, because they asked if they could come to dinner tonight, I said, sure, it's pizza night. So Brandon, he writes back, okay, I'd like a double, me extra large. And he gave me his order. Of course, he was joking. But what he did do was remind me that it's fun sometimes to have some extra meat things on pizzas. So I bought some dry sausage and some, what was the other one? Calabrese. And I decided I'd buy some mozzarella cheese. So we're going to try and grate up some of that and some cheddar cheese. So we're going to have fun pizzas tonight. So good evening, Wendy and Karen and Cindy. And I see there's somebody who is come up as Facebook user who said hi. If you could click on the link at the top of where you're watching, I'll be able to see who it is. Hi, Tammy and Karen. And somebody else wrote, hi, Melanie. And I'm also just seeing your name as Facebook user. Okay, I'm going to get my little jam jar out straight away so that as we chat, it can fill up with all your names. So you don't need to add anything yet because I am going to probably ask you some questions. Now, the first thing we're going to do tonight is we're not going to make the pizza dough first. We're actually going to make a fresh tomato pizza sauce because I know I probably have some made already in the freezer, but I saw these. Look at these delicious fat tomatoes, which I saw in the supermarket when I was there this afternoon. And so I said, you know, I'm going to actually get some of those. And we're going to make some homemade fresh tomato sauce. So I just need to get my supersonic chopper and the knife, and we'll start making this together. Okay, so actually I'm not going to cut the tomatoes first. I'm first going to cut some onion. Okay, guys, you have to get used to when the jam jar comes on, not just writing hello Melanie again, because it's just like boring. Just wait till I ask you a question and you can answer the question. Then your head can pop in. Hello, Ruth. Good night. Good to see you this afternoon. There are a few Facebook users that have come on and you've written hi. I can't see your name. What you have to do is at the top of where you're watching, you'll see there's a little link that has Be Live on it. You just need to click on that link. And what that does is it gives Be Live permission for me to see you, to see your name. Otherwise, I can't see who it is. Hello, Ingrid. Hi, Cindy. Wow, this is great. We have 10 people this evening so far. And you know, guys, I'm really starting to track. Am I getting enough people on my lives? I love doing them, but it's no good doing them if I'm not attracting people. And the other thing that I really want to achieve after I've done lives is to see some new people coming onto my VIP group, because that is where the extra magic happens. And tonight we have an event going on starting at 8 o'clock, and it's called a poster party. I'll explain it to you in a moment. I need a knife. So we're going to cut this onion up. Hello, Darlene, good to see you. And we're going to, the first thing we're going to do tonight, guys, is we're going to make some pizza sauce from our, yes, it's beer o'clock, Alan, you have permission to come and get a beer. So as you know, in our house at the weekends, and today's a public holiday, so it sort of counts as a weekend, 5 o'clock is beer o'clock. So that means that Alan is always looking for his beer after 5 o'clock. And maybe when he comes, he could feed the dog as well, because the dog's going to have to wait a little while otherwise. You're back from Cornwall tomorrow, going to Hudson for 9 days. Oh my goodness. To watch the animals. They're going, oh, lucky them, off to Nova Scotia. Yep, I think you're right, Wendy. I think Alan just wants to get his head in the jar. So you had to ask a question. Good thinking. Okay, let me get rid of this, actually the outdoor skin here. It's not good. So this afternoon, I went to visit, I went into the hospital actually to visit one of the girls who is in my Tupperware organization. She's not in my team, but I've known her for a long time. She used to be in my team before one of my directors promoted. And she is really, really sick. She is not expected to live for very long. It was really quite a shocking visit. But you know, when you know you did the right thing to go, it was definitely the right thing to go. And my thoughts, and I'd ask all you guys to put your thoughts towards her, and I'm not going to tell you to wish her a speedy recovery, because that unfortunately is not happening, but I guess to wish her a peaceful last few days. So that was quite a big, I guess, big afternoon for me, and it really makes you appreciate what you have in life. And now I know that I appreciate even more my family and my friends and the people around me, as I know other people are facing huge trials in their life at the moment. Okay, so yes, it's really very sad. So we have onion. So when we make this pizza sauce, this is how I make it. I don't know, there's probably lots and lots of different recipes. But the way I make it is basically with onion, tomato. Sometimes I use canned tomatoes, but I really wanted to use these delicious looking fat tomatoes, and Italian herbs. And I usually also put into it a little bit of brown sugar to temper the acidity, and a little bit of salt. So that it's not a complicated recipe. I need a spatula. Okay, so I'm going to put the onion in here, and we're going to cook the onion for a little bit by itself for 3 minutes. so that it starts to go to the stage where it starts to caramelize. It's not going to actually caramelize, but it is going to start to release the sugars to make the flavor of the onions so much nicer in the sauce. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to get some Italian herbs, and I'm going to put a bit of olive oil in as well. Now I can see my Italian herbs, look, they're getting really low again. My Italian seasoning, I should say. I'm going to have to top them up a bit. So put that in there and get the oil. I do not know what I've done with my Tilton pot, which has my olive oil in. I've placed it somewhere bizarre and I can't find it in the cupboard now. That's called a senior moment. So let me go and put this. I'm going to put this in the microwave now for I'm going to do 3.5 minutes. And Alan's appeared. He's going for his not yet. He's in the pantry, but he's going to go to the fridge. Oh, you found it. Where was it, dear? Okay. He heard me. He found it. Okay, I'm going to put this in the microwave.
I'll put it away in there with the oils.
Okay. Okay, so that's on for 3 minutes 30 at 80% power. So now what I'm going to do is put that back in. Let's chop up these delicious looking tomatoes. Yes, he is a nice husband. Alan to the rescue. Yeah, I wouldn't swap him, put it that way. So I'm very privileged. It does, Christine, you're absolutely right. It makes you appreciate life because we never know, do we? We need to live each day to the full, as full as we can, because we just do not know what life has waiting for us. Okay, so these tomatoes are really firm, and I'm hoping that they're delicious. I didn't taste them, but I'm going to make them delicious. I froze. Oh dear. I hope I didn't freeze for everybody. Maybe it was your. Yeah. It's okay, but I'm okay if I use that microwave. So as you can see, my supersonic is pretty full here. So I'm going to be gentle until it gets going. Oh, it's getting stuck, guys. It's getting stuck. I overloaded it. Okay, hang on. I don't want to cause a major incident and lose my Power Chef, my supersonic. There we go. There we go. It's because I overloaded it. That's called being lazy. Like instead of doing them a bit at a time. So I'm just going to be gentle so that I don't break it. Okay, let me turn it on its side. Okay, it should be good now. Oh, there's one. Here we go. Now we're talking. Wow, you got to be strong to make pizza sauce. It's still, okay, now it's beginning to go. But you can feel when there's still big pieces in there, right? Okay. Let me just shut this. Some things come up. Yeah. You always think of the lawnmower, yes. I think it was probably you, Ingrid. Nobody else said I froze for them, but I'm not sure. Okay, I've already had a CrossFit workout today. Now I'm getting a second workout. But we're good now. Oh yeah, it's easy. Okay, perfect timing. So now the beauty of this is that you can't tell that there was ever any peel in there. Okay, I'm gonna go and get the onions. And these are smelling delicious. So I'm gonna tip my, actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna do it a little bit more because I don't really want there to be, oh, I took the thing out. Hang on, see if I can get it back in. Oh yeah. I don't really want there to be any lumps. Hello, Michelle. And if you make it small enough, when it's cooking, they're going to shrink a little bit more as well. Okay, so we're going to put the tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, in here. Right, go. Going to mix that up with the cooked onion. And then I'm just going to get a little bit of brown sugar. Just put in about half a teaspoon. And I'm going to put in some salt and a little bit more seasoning. And some salt. Okay, so now what I want to do is cook this. So I'm going to put this now into the microwave and cook it for 8 minutes at 80% power. And while that's cooking, we're going to make the pizza dough. Okay, so to make the pizza dough, I don't want to use this messy setup here. So I'm just going to get a clean one. This is why you need 2 at least. There we go. 2. That's my second one. I'll get this messy tray out of my way. The only thing I will need this for later is to cut up some things to go on top of the pizza. But what I'm going to do with you now is make the pizza dough, or make the first one. Splenda has a nice brown sugar now for the no. Okay. Violet is feeling, I think she's getting stronger every day, Wendy. I think she's enjoying being here, but I think she'll, rather than the hospital, but I think she'll also enjoy herself when she goes home and she's, with her her cats. She has 2 cats, and catches up with all her friends out in Edmonton. But we're just really happy that she's with us at the moment. Okay, so in here, I'm going to put 1 cup of flour. I'm going to turn the hot water on. As you know, we need 2/3 of a cup of hot water. So we're going to put 1 cup of flour in here, and we're going to add, and then I'm going to put a little bit more flour aside. Hang on. So 1 cup of flour, and then I'm going to get out a little extra. Now I'm going to have to make several pizza doughs tonight because I've got one. I have Brandon coming. He can probably eat a whole one all by himself. And I have Siobhan and Violet and Susie and Alan and me. So 6 of us eating pizzas tonight. So I need at least 3 doughs. So there's that. Now I need 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Actually, I'm going to do more like a quarter of a teaspoon. And sugar is here as well. I just went and filled up the sugar this afternoon. And the sugar, I need 3 tablespoons of oil. So what is everybody else doing for dinner tonight? Why don't you let me know in the chat what you are doing for dinner tonight? It's a good job I got out. I might just have enough for the 3rd one. Oh yes, look at that, perfect. So this is great, as you can see, when you're trying to measure, because it doesn't come out too fast from the bottle, so it's quite controlled. And the other ingredient that I need for my pizza is my pizza yeast. And I use Fleischmann's pizza yeast sachets. And what I do is when they're on special, I buy lots of them. Steaks, that sounds good, Darlene. And how are you going to cook them? Is it a barbecue cook? So we're going to put this sachet of yeast in here as well. And I need 2/3 of a cup of hot water. Okay, now every time I make this, somebody will say to me, but Melanie, I've heard that you shouldn't use hot water with yeast. I don't know whether you should or whether you shouldn't, but this works for me. I find that when I don't use hot water, my yeast doesn't rise adequately enough for me to make the dough using my supersonic. So I always use now hot water to mix in. So the last ingredient that needs to go into this supersonic is 2/3 of a cup of hot water. So now we're going to mix this up. Okay, chicken, risotto, rice, and asparagus. Your hubby's favorite: chicken, fried steak, mashed potatoes, gravy, and veggie. Hey, Cindy, we can tell you're from the US with chicken fried steak. That's that, because I think you're from down south as well, so I bet that's super tasty. Okay, let's make this pizza, this pizza dough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, guys, 6 pulls. 6 pulls. Can you see? The dough is already, actually I should put it up here so you can see it. The dough has already formed. The thing is, it's going to be a little bit sticky. So that is why I always have my extra flour here to mix in to make it a little less sticky. Okay, let's have another look. Yes, so now you can see it looks a little different. So you can tell if it's done when the dough falls off the blade. Okay, if it's all stuck to the blade, it means it's still too moist. So my dough is there, it's in pieces. So my job now is just to make sure I mop up all of the flour that is in here. Oh, it's hot. Barbecue, hamburgers, and salad. That sounds good. You live on Lake Houston. Wow, definitely. Yes, so I bet your fried chicken is going to be quite delicious with all the spices and things in the batter. Okay, here we go, guys. So there we go. If you've never seen that before, I would love to know what you think. Like, isn't that amazing that you can make pizza dough in a matter of seconds, really? And it comes out well every single time. So what am I going to do with this pizza dough? I'm going to show you. I'm not going to make pizzas in the MicroPro grill today because I need to make bigger ones. Where is my... So what I'm going to use today is I'm going to use the top of my Ultra Pro. Well, I'm just going to use half of the dough and see how we go. And the idea is that I'll be able to make several different ones and people will be able to dress them themselves, and then I can just put them into the oven. So I think half the dough is going to go quite well. So I can get a few bases prepared and ready for when the kids are here and they can dress their own pizzas. So I'm liking that as an idea. And if this is not quite enough, I'll just steal some and just keep adding the amount of dough I need. I think I'm going to just put a little bit of extra just on the end here. Make sure I've got a good, because you know your Ultra Pro, it does bow up in the middle. So, and there we have it. The first one is ready. And I can just leave that now, and it can keep rising until we're ready to put the base on. So there we have it. Hey, pretty good. So that is what I'm going to do with the others. So I've got one ready there. I have another one here. So I'm just going to leave that dough there for a minute. I'm going to make another batch of dough after I say goodbye to you guys and keep working with that. So let's have a look and see what the tomato sauce is like. Oh, yes. So it is now, it's started to take on a really nice smell. Now it's a little bit liquid. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take it, I'm going to put it in the microwave now. I'm going to put it at 50% power so that it's sort of like when you're simmering on the stovetop. Why is that? Because what happens is the microwave works for 50% of the time and it's switched off for 50% of the time. So it allows a little bit of bubbling, but it's not going to allow it to bubble over. And what I'm hoping is it will reduce the liquids a little bit so that it's not quite so sloppy, right? Because at the moment, I mean, it's still fine. I would still use it like this with pizza, but if I can get it a little bit, I guess, less liquid, I think that will be good. And that was just using fresh tomatoes. So let me put that back in for 2 minutes. Okay, so I've got these big sausages here. And this one is just says dry sausage, and this one is calabrese. So I'm going to cut some slices off there. You don't need to see me do that. But what I am going to try and do is grate a little bit of mozzarella cheese. I've never tried grating it with the master grater, so let's see what happens. It's been in the fridge, so it's nice and cool. Just wipe off this flour here so that my master grater can stick. Let's see what happens. And what I'm going to do probably is mix my mozzarella. So are you using the lids for the Ultra Pro? Yes, I am. What temperature? I'll probably cook them at 400. That's usually what I do. Probably, I mean, it's a while since I did them in the oven. I usually do them in the Micro Pro Grill, but I will probably do them for 20 minutes. I'm thinking that's, I don't know, if anyone has any other suggestions, let me know. But that's what I'm thinking of doing. So we're gonna lock this into place, put our grater on. Let's check and see whether anything's happened to the tomatoes. Okay, so I'm going to say probably if I want to reduce this using the microwave, I'm going to have to cook it for longer because the 2 minutes, it didn't really do much. So it's still got quite a lot of liquid. So I'm going to put it back in and put it on for 5 minutes this time and see what happens. So 5 minutes with no lid at 50% power. Okay, so I mean, this is probably a bit of a confession, guys. I have never used mozzarella cheese before. And so this is a whole new adventure for me. I've had it in slices before, but I've never bought it like this and then used it. So I know that it's a much softer cheese than cheddar, but I do know that it's the one that is suggested for pizza, and I'm just curious to see how it will go in the grater. I've got my medium impressions bowl. Sorry, I'm just looking for a knife. Here we go. So I'm going to cut this and see what happens. I have a feeling it's going to get stuck, but we'll see. You do 400 degrees in the oven? Yes. So I think that's fairly safe. Okay, so I'm not going to jam this thing in too hard because I really don't know what is going to happen here. Okay, so it is coming through. Let's see. Okay, I think it's just coming into a big mass. Okay, this is fun. Whoop. Can't get the top out now, it's stuck on. Okay, let me see what's happening in here. Okay, we do have grated mozzarella. I need a, I'm gonna get it out. I think what's happened is it's grated and then it's stuck back together again. Okay, well, it's not a big disaster. I can work with this. I can just separate this out and spread it out on my pizza. Yes? Anybody else? Well, you are going to love it. It grates up really well. Well, mine didn't grate up really well. It just sort of went through as a little soggy mess. But I'm not giving up, guys. So maybe I bought the wrong mozzarella. I don't know. I'm not going to give up. We're going to try again and see if we can get it to go through. Maybe I need to encourage it through as it's going. Try freezing it. Ah, that's a good idea, Sharon. I like that idea. Okay, guys, we're going to put this on hold for a few minutes. I'm going to put this in the freezer, although the gang are coming. You know, I could always slice it, couldn't I? I could slice it and just use thin slices on the pizza. That's what I'm going to do. But I like that idea, Sharon. You outlined in the freezer for about 10. Okay, so you put it in the freezer just for about 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, we have freezer containers, guys. I'm going to put this in the freezer and I'm going to put this back in as well in the freezer for 10 minutes and then I'm going to try it. Hey, it's a good job I have you guys to give me advice, right? And I can actually start grating up the some of the cheddar that I'm going to use. Okay, this is why we do cooking, because we have to learn as we go. If you freeze it, if you can actually crumble it with your hands. Okay, wow, I'm getting so many, we all make a great Tupperware team. Yes, because we get so many tips as we go. Okay, let me have a look at that sauce. Okay, this time there is less liquid. Okay, so I did it 5 minutes. There's still liquid here, but it's definitely reduced. And actually, if you look, you can't see, but I can see where the level was and where it is now. So there you go. If you want to simmer in the microwave, 50% power. So I can give you advice about microwave cooking. You can give me advice about other things. So guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave it with you tonight. I've kept you long enough. It's been a super fun evening. But the mozzarella that you have is a lot softer than a block. Okay, so thank you. I will look out for different mozzarella. You know, when you haven't bought it before, you're not really sure what you're buying. So guys, thank you for being with me this evening. It's been super fun. If you're watching this later, you can really, really help me by joining my VIP group. There is a 10 poster party event this evening, which is going to be posted at 8 o'clock. I've prepared the posters, so they're ready to go. If you're somebody that's watching and you haven't joined Tupperware yet, I would love for you to do that. All you have to do that is click on the link that's above with enroll, and you can become part of Tupperware and start buying your Tupperware at great discount prices. And you know, one of the best things for me in my life, in fact, has been that I joined Tupperware and I learned to cook. Because before that, I was definitely a buy a President's Choice pizza or buy a President's Choice lasagna, put it in the oven, heat it up, and that would suffice for a meal. But doing it like this is so much more fun. So have a great evening. I'm going to be, oh yes, my jar. I need to do the jar. It's full tonight. I've got lots of you. So if we pull out Alan, guys, I'll do a redraw, right? So what are we going to do as a prize tonight? Because I have so many of you in there. You know what? I think it might be nice to I'm going to do a little Fridge Smart Mini tonight for $2. Okay, so if your name comes out, Wendy, could you write that down for me so I don't forget? A little mini Fridge Smart for $2 is your reward for watching me this evening. So let's see who is the winner. And the winner is Linda. I can't see the name. That's terrible, isn't it? My eyesight's not good. No, it's Cindy. Cindy, I pulled your name out. Okay, we're going to do a redraw because Cindy is a consultant. I would let Cindy have it, but she's all the way down there in Texas. And so I'm going to do a redraw because I can't get it to her easily. So we need to pick another winner. So Cindy McGuire, there you go. Cindy McGuire, you are the winner. So Cindy, you know what to do. You just have to make sure that when you're claiming your things from me that you include in it and Melanie on Friday the 23rd, I won. And for all those of you in Quebec, I wish you a really happy Saint Jean Baptiste Day tomorrow. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of festivities. Usually in Beaconsfield, we have a fair. So I might go and see what online, what is happening here. So have a great evening, everybody. And thank you for being with me tonight in my pizza adventure. Bye for now.